Oh, there's a bluegill. That's a dandy. I had to switch over to the 42 inch or 41 inch ultralight. It's so windy I can't feel with the little guy. The wind's blowing the line too much. With the long rod, you can keep your rod tip right down next to the hole. Helps quite a bit in the wind. Plus, it's really, really, really sensitive on the tip. Like right there, that was one mouthing it. And that one ate it. Come on around there. There he goes. Even the little guys, you can feel, see that tip move. Feels like another good one. No, little guy. I'm just using a little tungsten 4mm now because the wind picked up. Chartreuse and orange dots. It's pretty easy fishing. Just drop down to right above this fish on the screen, jiggle it a few times, and up they come. You just watch that tip. This rod's so sensitive right there. I can see him suck it in. This rod's so sensitive you can see everything. Even the little guys. Plus, it's more fun to fight them on a longer rod than it is a little short guy. One of the biggest tips I can give people is that it's not always worth it to fish the top of the school. I don't know if you can even see my screen right now, but there's a whole school of fish down there, and I've been catching the fish off the top of the school, and every once in a while one comes up and hits it, just like that. But they're really negative on the top of the school now because I've pulled out 8-10 of them on the top of the school. So I'm just jigging up high and basically hoping that one of them eats it a little bit better than the rest. Well, if sometimes when you catch the bigger ones out of the school, all the little ones come up to the top and are just messing with the jig, looking for food, and they're a bit more timid, or it's not the fish you want to catch. So sometimes I'll do this and drop past those little ones back down towards bottom, and I can't see my jig because there's so many fish. One just ate it there. I can't see my jig, there's so many fish, but I'm just going to jig down there and just twitch it and like that, and they come up and hit it. But then I'm going to jig for a second and get those ones down, like jig really aggressively and get those ones down the bottom all fired up and aggressive, and then I'm going to go to the top and pull them up to the top. And that usually, like that, gets a more aggressive one to come out of the bottom, where normally he wouldn't come past those little guys. These bigger ones, and by bigger I mean 7 inches in this school, will sometimes go past them if you drop down to them past the little guys and bring them back up. A lot of guys just fish the tops of schools and figure the most aggressive fish will come up and top and eat it, and they will for the first few. Absolutely, and the crappies, they'll come up to the top and eat for sure. Sometimes you gotta jig down the bottom and get these more. I felt like a crappie bite right there. Speaking of a devil, yep, nice little crappie. It's probably about 10 and a half. Let's see if Mike's keeping fish. But he came out of school pretty good, came up and hit it. But I cleared all those little guys by going down to the bottom and bringing some of the bigger fish up. It's a trick to use sometimes when you're fishing school fish, especially pressured school fish, where other people have been catching them for 2 weeks. Hey, there's a nice bluegill. Ain't bad at all. This water's so clear that I switched up. I went to a 4mm black with a P3 plastics. I think they call it a spug. A brown plastic and a black jig. It seems to be working. Ooh, there's a nice one. He was hungry. There's a good fish. That's a good fish. Oh, it's a nice crappie. That's more like it. Bye, girl. See you next year. There's another one. Come on now. Can't get a hold of it. I just played this game. They fight pretty good, don't they?
My jig just popped out.
That is a hell of a crappie. Dude, that is a hell of a crappie. I got a tape measure in my sled. I bet it's 15.
That was a 15. 15 inches.
Just over 15 inches. Oh, that was a heck of a hit. That fish was sitting right on bottom because I dropped below the two fish that were on my jig, and that thing just annihilated it. Another one. They like that P3 plastic. Oh, there's a good fish. Oh, don't wrap in there. Now that is a crappie. The sun's starting to get a little bit lower, so I switched to I think it's called a Corix from P3, and a pink glow. And that's the first fish. That's all of 12 3/4, 13 inches. It's another good one. Oh, I got my hand wet just for the camera. But now you can go back. Oh man, that fish was aggressive. He's sideways in the hole. Another nice one. Hopefully it's a walleye. That'd be kind of cool. Seen it yet? Nice bass.
Oh yeah, look at that.
It's got a nice lateral line. Nice healthy one. Hopefully he scared the bluegills away. There's a good fish. Oh, nice largemouth. That's a pretty nice way to end the day. Nice little bass. Fun fight.